What a disgusting, salty mess. We got a little brief snowstorm here yesterday, and the whole car just got plastered and nothing but crap, crud, and corruption. So I got a few things that I got to do to this car. Stupid error messages that keep coming on, and one of them is low washer fluid, even though the reservoir is full. At least it was until this snowstorm came. It might actually be low now, to the point where that message will come on. But anyway, the message refuses to go out. It says low washer fluid. And what else? We got power trunk release. The release, well, it works, but the thing is that it won't close after a while. You won't be able to close the lid, so there's an issue with that. So you can open it with the key, no problem, and you can close the trunk lid with the key. And in any event, it wasn't working right. So we got a new one of those. We got a new sensor for the washer fluid. We got a new latch. That's here. And that's for the latch for the trunk. So pretty straightforward. It's got a 3-pin connector on the side, right in there. 3-pin, yeah, okay. And that basically connects to your lock cylinder. So the bonus part is that we won't have to do anything with the lock cylinder, which is held in place by rivets. So it's a fairly straightforward job. I believe there's only 2 or 3 bolts for the latch itself, and they're not even they're not even adjustable. All you have to do is unbolt them. You don't have to scribe any marks in there. 1, 2, 3 bolts. Yeah, okay. Look at that. Wow, that's disgusting. Anyway, and then up here, that just unclicks. So, and you can see that there's rivets in there holding the lock cylinder in place, but we don't have to monkey around with it. Now, this particular trunk latch also has an issue. The computer thinks the trunk lid is in fact open. You can clear the message, but the red light comes on. I'll show you. We turn the key on. We got all this. Tire monitor, that's a different story. Low washer fluid. And the door is currently open as well, but if I were to pop the trunk using this, it makes a funky noise. It's just, it doesn't want to function properly. I tried cleaning it up with some brake clean and whatever else. So right now the trunk lid is in fact open, and it knows that it's open. So if I were to close it now, it may not close. Yeah, see? It won't shut. In here, if you were to take a thin blade screwdriver and push that latch back, it'll actually shut. But who wants to do that in the parking lot? Well, especially if you don't carry tools with you. How are you going to do it? So obviously this is a defect, and I mean that's no good to us because, well, the trunk won't shut. And even if I was to, let's say, get the trunk to close, if I can find a screwdriver quick, you guys might encounter this problem with your Crown Victoria someday if you guys ever own one. I know a lot of my viewers are thinking, it's like, wait a minute, weren't you a General Motors man for the last 33 years? Well, yes, you're right. I am. But the Panther platform vehicles, I always had a special place in my heart for them, so I ended up getting one not too long ago. So, I believe right here, if the camera can focus on it, there's a little tang here. If we pull that back up in there, and now close the trunk. Bear with me here, maybe that wasn't it. Maybe the latch is totally defective at this point. Maybe it's got to go down. No, it won't go down. Huh. It's going to make a liar out of me. Anyhow, regardless, It's defective. It's no good. And the trunk light is on. Even if I was to get the trunk light to shut, there's an issue with it. You can tell by the sound it makes, it's just not proper. And it more than likely has something to do with this stupid thing. Okay. Let's give it a shot there now. No, it just wants to go back down. And well, there you have it. That works out really well, doesn't it? And there you go. So it's busted entirely. I'm just going to claim it as that. And we're going to replace that today. Yeah, so 8 mil on that. Kind of in a bit of a rush here. I'm not too sure how much diesel fuel's left in that furnace. Even in here you can see the paint is just blistering away right from the primer. I had this happen on the Caprice too. I don't know if it's more frequent with silvers or I don't know. Hard to really say. Like I say, there's no adjustment. There's no, like this doesn't slide in there by any means. So I mean, just, you don't even need to scribe them. You can if you want, out of force of habit if you wish, but I mean, you really can't adjust these. So save yourself the effort and the time. All right, there's one. There's two. So I went with standard, mainly because Dorman was about $25 or $30 cheaper. I went with standard motor products on this. I've been having a lot of issues with Dorman lately when it comes to electronic anything. I mean, Dorman parts are all right for, you know, steering, suspension, whatever, you know, just basic stuff. But for whatever reason, I had a in my 98 Chev GMC Sierra pump mount driver. It's a little black box that basically controls the injection pump. Well, it's no different than the size of like a deck of playing cards, right? And I mean, the unit is expensive. It's about $300. And the stupid thing gave out on me after about a month or two of ownership. Now they warrantied it, which was great. So, I mean, that was fantastic on their part. But still, I just don't really trust Dorman with anything electronic anymore. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and click that connector and we'll get that guy off there. Okay, so just a thin blade screwdriver, you can pop that off. Once you pull it, trunk lid light will go out. It's not an old mercury switch anymore with these. It actually relies on the trunk latch. So that's another reason for concern. The back seats don't fold down in these cars, so if you manage to get your trunk lid shut, that trunk light could be staying on all the time and you might not know it. Which, I mean, if your battery is maybe 3-4 years old, it could be causing, you know, early morning jump starts using your wife's other vehicle. So, it's something to be mindful of. If you start experiencing any kind of difficulties with these stupid latches, due for a replacement then. And now with this, there's nothing to it. It's just gonna pop out of there. There'll be a stem. That's where your keyway is. So that's your lock cylinder. And this is what that is. So we can put that away. That's our defective unit. We'll go over here, grab our new one. So like I said, I went with standard motor products on this, mainly because it does carry electrical connectors in with it. So I wanted to, I never had problems with standard products before, so I decided to go with them. Just for the sake of, you know, peace of mind. And Dorman might have been all right. I don't know. It's just I've been having a streak of bad luck with them lately, and I've been using Dorman products for years. I mean, I never had a problem with their stuff, but I don't know. Just lately, things have been kind of different with them lately, so I guess just you get what you pay for, really. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and mount this. Goes in like this, up in here, just like so, and we'll get our first, second, and third bolts started, and hook up our lock cylinder and our pigtail. Literally, it's only a 5-minute job. All right, restowing the bolts. Like I say, nothing much to it. Just give them a nice little torquing. Don't overdo it. They're not major bolts by any means, so just snug them up good and tight. Do it in a sequence. Maybe start with the bottom and then do the other side and then do the top one, or what have you. And yeah. Well, okay, so that's that. Restow this. I'm gonna put this. Which way do I want this? Maybe I'll rub this first. Make sure the spade goes into the slot. You don't want to roughhouse it too much or anything like that. See, it doesn't want to go in there. Might need 2 hands for this. Oh, there we go. Clicks right in. So go ahead and restow this. Light back on. Should click. Might have. Okay, so this might be stuck in the latch position, so just don't slam the trunk lid, just in case it is in fact locked shut. It shouldn't be, but you never know. You can always just use the power trunk release too to make sure that it is released. Sounds like it is. So we'll go ahead and close this ever so gently. Aha! Perfect! And we'll see if that pesky trunk lid light is in fact off the message board. I can even unlock this now. I locked this because I didn't want to inadvertently open the trunk lid because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get it shut one day. Tire monitor, that's a total different thing. And a little washer fluid. Okay, so if I hit the power trunk release, and then we have the trunk. Ajar light illuminated, and the trunk obviously did pop. So that is working as it should. Double check our connections here. We'll try our key next. Closes perfectly. And the trunk light is in fact off, so that's working fine the way it's supposed to. So now I'll take a chance on the key, make sure that's working properly, which it is. Perfect. And there you have it. So a salty mess, but you know what, 5-minute repair nonetheless. So, and this silly thing, I mean, I guess the government, mandates a lot of things for car manufacturers to have on vehicles nowadays. So like your daytime running lights was a thing of the 90s for Canadian vehicles, even though it has absolutely no benefit to visibility of the vehicle. They still make it law, right? So I'm assuming, stuff like this, it's like, if you're gonna kidnap somebody's child, I'm sure any crook would automatically remove that. But anyway, like I say, they have to have it there. So that works perfect. So on to the next step. We're going to do the washer fluid message now, because I'm sick and tired of looking at that. Hopefully there's enough oil in that furnace to keep me nice and toasty in here for the time being without making a big sloppy mess. This car is absolutely filthy. I kind of wish I would have kept my Hyundai. That old blue Hyundai would have been perfect for, winter beating. This car here, I have so much respect for it, really. I hate to drive it in the salt. I always love these cars, and here I am winter driving it. But you know what? A car is meant to be driven. I got 30 other vehicles sitting out here, and none of them go anywhere. So it's high time I start driving these things.